John. John, they'll win the next time, John.
I hate the Raiders.
John.
I'm a shell of a man that I once was. I don't have any friends that I trust much. Getting punished for my sins, but it's unjust. Then again, I'm a victim of loved ones. Baby, get deserved, had to scurry because they feel me to the cops. Felt like they deserted me and let me hit it right. It's been 14 months. I keep praying the court speeds up. Are they ever gonna let me to my house?
Everybody thinks that I feel so. You don't gotta show anybody the real you. All the drugs that you take will conceal that. You do anything to make it and it kills you. You don't wanna walk a mile in my shoes. Y'all would fall 2 steps along this path. Cause what I go through, I don't show you. I don't feel like I can, yeah. My lips still feeling like a sinner. I don't know how much I can give them, cause I just want it all, I just want it all, but I still don't feel like I'm winning.
I feel like I'm a sinner by heart. I can't see the light, so I sit in the dark. Yeah, this is the way that it's been from the start. Cause no matter what, I gotta live with these scars. I'm chained up like I'm rocking some jewelry. All I need is this vodka to soothe me. Impossible thoughts like the Honey consume me. Cannot let these shots from this bottle abuse me. No matter what, though, I gotta keep going. Swear to God, man, I read these poems. The seasons change and the leaves keep blowing. I'ma keep moving up. I won't reach my lowest.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. It's my turn.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to an off-season episode of the Raider Critique. It is your post-draft review. Hey, check it out. Got a co-host right here. Raider on, baby.
What's happening with y'all? I'll just come and speak a little gloominess on your sunshine. You know what I'm saying?
So what's going on, man? We got good old Gabriel in the chat. We got El Capitan, Raiders for Life, 1022, Raider Paul, and Raider Pena. What's going on, brothers, man? Great to see all y'all here. Hey, it's post-draft review and free agency because we ain't been here in a minute. Well, I was talking about getting motherfucking Derek Carr, hoping that we was going to actually do that, but then Max didn't get traded, and we got Kirk Cousins instead. We haven't even talked about this, so we're going to talk about this first because I was floored when we did this. Kirk Cousins, I will be one of the first to tell you that Kirk Cousins, to me, this reminds me of a Matt Schaub moment. If you've been here long enough, you remember what Matt Schaub was like when he came here. He was already broken down, hurt most of the damn year, led the league in pick sixes the year prior before he showed up. And, ended up becoming a Raider, and he didn't make it out of preseason week 2 before Derek Carr took over.
I was at that game, bro, when Derek Carr acted a fool and stole the job. At the Coliseum, I was in the north end zone watching from like underneath the little overhang they hang down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
It's been a long time since we've drafted a quarterback this high in the draft. I think the last time, I don't think I know the last time was Jamarcus Russell.
That's the only time, bro.
It was the only time we've ever picked number 1 overall and picked a quarterback, and that one flopped. But I understand why we don't normally do things like this because of the PTSD that runs through this fan base when we do things like this. But we did draft Mendoza with the first overall pick.
I mean, it was a smart thing to do, but do I think that we're ready? Do I think that we're ready to have a quarterback yet? That remains to be seen. We made some nice moves on the coaching staff, you know what I'm saying? But do you think that we're ready to bring in a quarterback and have him be a confident quarterback through his whole tenure? I mean, not necessarily. I do think that we did the right thing by bringing in a solid veteran, Kirk Cousins. Only problem with Kirk Cousins is he going to be healthy long enough to teach Fernando Mendoza anything before he gets thrown into the fire. You know what I'm saying? I think Kirk Cousins is going to be injured really, really fast this year, especially behind the offensive line that we have. If they play anything like they did last year, it's going to be a problem. But honestly, I don't think they're as bad as they looked last year. You know what I mean? I think they're better than that. It's just it remains to be seen. If we haven't seen them on the field, then we can't call it that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not only did we get Kirk Cousins, I mean, I thought it was I thought it was an okay move. All right, to me, it's another lateral move. The dude's no better than a Jimmy G. He is better than Gardner Minshew. I will give him that. But to me, it's basically Jimmy G all over again.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about Jimmy G, bro. Come
Jimmy
on, give
G
him a little bit more
healthier.
credit.
I mean, Kirk Cousins. Let's just be real, man. His agent needs to go to the Hall of Fame. This dude keeps getting this dude the bag. This dude just, I don't know. He always comes out of every contract signing smelling like a baby. And homeboy has gotten paid a shit ton of money. He's more than likely going to start. I don't think he will finish. And he will end up making, that 1 year money that most of that is coming from Atlanta. But, I think we're on the hook for $11 million?
He signed a 4-year deal for $180 million, bro.
But there is a way out. If I remember right, there's an out after the first year. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to go look at Over the Cap. I was actually looking at that yesterday, and they show and have wonderful breakdowns on basically what we can do about getting rid of some of these cats that we picked up if they're garbage. But not only did we get a quarterback, but we got a fucking fullback. We haven't had a fullback on this team since what? Fucking Olawale?
Who the fuck is our fullback?
His name is Connor Hayward. We picked him up from the Steelers. They would run him as a gadget flanker style tight end. But
so utility.
We're putting him in here as a running back, which more than likely is going to request that he's going to be a fullback. Because he's a big body dude.
So we're going to use him like in the Zach Crockett type of thing? Inside the three, just pound him? That would be great. Then we'd be building like the John Gruden type thing, which I would like. You already got your 2 running backs. Now you got your fullback. You got a quarterback. Now the offensive line is questionable, and the wide receivers are very, very questionable. The jury is out at McDonald's on them.
Well, speaking of wide receivers, the only notable wide receiver that we picked up was Jalen Naylor, and he signed a 3-year deal worth $35.03 million, and I think we picked him up from, was it Baltimore?
Didn't Naylor come from the Eagles?
Or Eagles. Came from the Eagles, but he's bounced around the league. He's bounced around the league for a couple seasons. You know what I mean? He's pretty much a gadget wide receiver. I would think probably a slot
I was thinking slot. Receiver. Yep. I was thinking slot.
He's played most of his career anyway. Then we got an offensive guard in Spencer Buford. Of course, we picked up Tyler Linderbaum as center, and then Thomas Booker, defensive tackle. We re-signed Malcolm Kuntz, picked up, Kwity Paye for the edge, and then we got Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, Teron Johnson from Buffalo, and we re-signed Eric Stokes and signed Matt Gay. So these were our notable free agent signings here, right? Then we had the draft. Round 1, of course, no-brainer, Fernando Mendoza. All right, then we got a defensive back to replace Lonnie Johnson, who didn't play shit last season and ended up getting kicked off the team. So we drafted
just collecting paychecks.
Arizona defensive back. Then we picked up another edge rusher in round 3. This is where I'm scratching my head. I'm like, another edge rusher? I mean, I could have swore we were all screaming by this time, either nose tackle or wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Somebody tell these niggas wide receiver.
So after that, round 3, we got an offensive lineman in Trey Zune, and he's out of Texas. I heard he's actually pretty good. I don't really follow college ball, so I don't know much about these dudes. You know what I mean? And I'm also not going to sit there and judge them on the play that they had in college, because This is the NFL. NFL's a whole hell of a lot different. We don't know if their game will transition or not.
Hey, he's saying that the Raiders signed E.J. Williams, the wide receiver from Indiana.
Well, that's. I think he's an undrafted free agent. We'll get to that.
My problem with Mendoza, bro, is I feel like Mendoza's a system quarterback, and if we're not going to build that system around him, it's not going to work. You have to build a specific system for him to succeed. From what I've seen, it's just I'm kind of worried about that. We'll talk about that later if you want to.
So we got 2 fourth-round picks. We got Jermon McCoy, which was a corner from Tennessee, and then Mike Washington Jr., a running back from Arkansas, which everybody's beasting up for some point.
That's going to be nice.
Round 5 was, what is that, a safety? Dalton Johnson? And then another
I think he was a
in
safety.
round 5. So, I mean, we're beefing up the secondary, but we don't pick a fucking wide receiver until round 6 in Malik Benson from Oregon. And then round 7 again, we go with the defensive tackle, which I figured we would have went higher on because we needed a nose tackle. At least I thought we did.
Do you think that we make a fucking splash and trade for a fucking number 1 wide receiver? You think that's a possibility? But who do we trade?
All right, so here is where they're talking about where we've done picked up other people. These are our undrafted free agents. All right, you got Jacob Clark, which is a quarterback. Is that the dude who that decided thanks but no thanks, earn? Or was that somebody else?
No, scroll down. Undrafted free agents, quarterback.
Yeah, it's probably on the next page. But Jacob Clark, Tyler Duransky, Roman Hemby, Isaiah Lotta, DeVito Lafayette, Matt Landix. Is that Landix or Lander? Sorry if I butchered your name, Matt. I like the kicker, the Japanese kicker, Kansai. You know what I mean?
They call him the Tokyo Toe.
Yeah, they call him the Tokyo Toe. We signed him. And then you got Caleb Alford, Justin Pickett, Chase Roberts, wide receiver, Corey Bucker, wide receiver. Is that Chan Stone? Clane Stone? Which is a defensive end. Gary Smith. Zion Sori Jr. Chris Thomas. Tanner Roll, and E.J. Williams, which is the guy they were just talking about. He's an undrafted free agent from Indiana.
I like that one. He's 6'4". Does that say 6'4"?
6'3"?
6'3". Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, you got nice size. He looks good on film when you watch Mendoza's highlights. He has a lot of fucking catches. So
these were our draft grades.
Oh, this bullshit.
Okay, draft grades and free agency grades. Now, I'm not going to sit here and I'm these grades.
It was okay.
It was stupid.
Hey, critique. It's in the chat right there. Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback. That's the one that we was invited into the camp, and he was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm good."
Damn, that was Sawyer Robinson. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that up there. Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was the guy who said thanks, but no thanks. He didn't want to come over here. And we'll shut out the chat here in a minute, man. This is the first time using StreamYard in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We're actually taking a look at all this new shit that we get to use, which is really cool, although they charge us $40 a goddamn month for it.
Nah, it's 45, big dog.
45? 45 a month. Jesus.
$44.99.
Look, I love to speculate just like everybody else with Raider Nation, but we have got to stop overboasting about this team before we ever even see them gel on the field. It bugs
What was our draft grade last year, Critique?
If I remember right, it was a B+.
B+. And how did that turn out on the
free agency? It was a B+, and then they tried to give us an A for drafting. Which
so
we didn't see shit out of any of those draft picks except for Brock Bowers, right? And Brock Bowers was last year.
No. Brock Bowers the year before. Genty was this year.
Right. So
Genty, Betts, Thornton, I can't even remember the other guys that we drafted. I don't think they were very consequential.
As a matter of fact, I can show you on the little story they've got wrote here. Let me go ahead and move to that right quick. Just for shits and giggles. Move that one, and then we'll add a new one here. Let's see. Yep, let's go image file here. Actually, no. But yeah, I mean, like the draft grades are crazy, right? But it's actually all media based. Those draft grades are literally media based. And let me show you what I mean. See, stop screen. See, it's not giving me the option to do it. What a bunch of punks. Share screen. Here, let's remove this one. And then we'll add it. Yeah, there it is. All right. Right here. Of course, from our beloved Raiders.com website. Raiders receive high praise in media grades for 2026 free agent signings.
You need to stop doing that shit.
Mike Jones, The Athletic, A.
Of course.
Daniel Popper, The Athletic, grade on signing Jalen Naylor, A. I mean, these dudes are so fucking biased. Garrett Podol, A-. Vinny Ayers, Sporting News, A-. Eric Williams, Fox Sports, A-. Gordon Guinness, Pro Football Focus, A-, which this is the one that's posted up on that. Pro Football Focus is grading them an A-. And then Zachary Perez for CBS Sports, which is probably more of a unbiased grade of a B+.
I would say it's a B. This draft class looks much better than our previous draft classes for I can't even tell you how long. But then again, I mean, bro, we haven't seen nothing from these guys on the field. I mean, we did get a lot of steals, like that fourth rounder that first round talent in the fourth round because of injury. Great, but like he has a couple major things going on, bro. We're gambling on two different things. It's like his ankle and his fucking leg. You know what I mean? So it's like two things that we got to get healed. So it's like that's a long shot. That's why he fell so far. So it's just like it looks really good on paper. That draft looks really good on paper. The free agent class looks really good on paper. But we've seen this dog and pony show before, yo.
Oh, we've definitely seen this. We've definitely seen this before. We've seen this before. I would really like to see what grades these guys were giving last season when we picked up dudes like Geno Smith, when we picked up dudes like Alex Kappa, who's not here anymore. You know what I mean? I guarantee these dudes were sitting up in the high B range. Just like they are now. I think this draft. I think that this free agent class and draft class is definitely better because let's be real. We haven't seen anything from either wide receiver that we drafted last year in the third and fourth round. Dante Thornton, the only thing we've seen from him, he's got stone hands. He can't catch the damn ball. And then Jack Betch was not even used. He was barely utilized in Pete Carroll's system last year. Pete Carroll really, I don't know if he knew what the fuck he was doing.
I think that GM, whatever the fuck his name is, Spytek, I think he drafted those guys. And Pete Carroll didn't necessarily like those guys, so that's why he didn't play them. That's the only thing. I mean, why else wouldn't you, at least see what you got? Which is, what do we take him, second and third round? Those are you know what I'm saying? You want to see what you get out of those guys. Now, I understand if they were 6 or 7, then it's we're not expecting much, so, You know what I mean? We'll get you on the field if we can. But second and third, they're supposed to get a shot for real.
I mean, you would think that they would be doing something, that they would be able to contribute somewhere. Jack Betch did not come on until late in the season, and even then, he wasn't a game changer. It's not like it really helped Geno or the offense be able to move the ball.
So Raider Paul says, we haven't drafted a high-profile quarterback in 40 years. It's not the same. Well, when we drafted Jamarcus Russell, he was a high-profile quarterback. He was coming off a Sugar Bowl national championship with LSU.
He also had a hype around him. I mean,
yeah, he could throw the ball 70 yards without standing up. He can do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, there was all types of hype around him, too. I mean, only time's going to tell. But I'm going to tell you this, Raider Nation. You guys get a lot of information. We all get a lot of information out here on YouTube. There's always, though, man. There's always two sides to a coin. And everybody out there has been sucking this shit off like that, hey, we're not here to down the team, but we are going to be skeptical. Because year after year, we have dealt with this shit over and over and over again. Now, do we like what we're seeing? I like what I'm seeing, except for the fact that we decided that we were going to get a franchise quarterback, but we weren't going to get a number one wide receiver to complement him. And I think that's my only complaint. I think we have taken care of the defense very well. And with the addition of Max Crosby, with Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, I think that our defense is going to be absolutely fucking outstanding. And people are going to fear us again. That's wonderful. But when you bring in a franchise quarterback, you're bringing in this dude on his first year, and you want every opportunity for this man to succeed as our franchise quarterback. You give him weapons. Brock Bowers is great, yeah, but we know he's injury prone. He can get hurt. He got hurt last year. And then where does he go after that? If Brock Bowers is shut down, where does he go? You have Jalen Naylor, all right? This looks like another year of Trey Tucker leading the team in receiving, and I don't want to see that again.
I think I'm hoping that Kubiak can get maximum production out of these young wide receivers. Because I understand last year we didn't have a good offensive coordinator. We had Chip Kelly's stupid ass, you know what I mean? And then he got fired halfway through the season, and who knows who was calling the plays after that.
Greg Olson. So it was Greg Olson. He was
okay.
Yeah, that's why we suck so fucking bad, because Greg Olson took back over. We already saw that show. How many times have we seen that show, Ern? I mean, what, 3-4 times with Greg Olson?
Yeah, he's been our offensive coordinator a hell of times. That motherfucker, he's been our offensive coordinator like 3 different occasions, huh?
3 different occasions that dude has been our offensive coordinator. And all 3 different times, he's really fucking fallen off. Like, that was Derek Carr's last offensive coordinator in Vegas, was Greg Olson.
It's like he comes here and then he sucks, and then he goes somewhere else and then he's hella good, and then he comes back here and then he sucks again. It's like, what is it, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because who knows? But that guy doesn't need to be here anymore. I hope to God he never comes back. He's got bad juju over here. I trust in Kubiak, and I hope to God that we can actually turn this shit around, but I'm not going to sit there and boast about anything until I see results. I want to see results. I'm tired of talking about it year after year after year. Since 2010, I've been coming on here boasting about this team, and there was a few times where I actually did believe that we were actually going to do something. I'm tired of looking like an idiot, going on here giving y'all false hopes just to ultimately crash and burn. I don't want to lie to you guys, man. I don't want to lie to any of you. If we don't have a number one wide receiver, it's going to make it harder on a franchise quarterback. Regardless. We don't have that much money in cap room either. I think we got like 13 mil. In between 13 and 20 mil. Let me go look it over the cap right quick.
They're gonna have to go. So they're gonna have to trade and get a receiver, bro. That's the only other option. That's the only option. Because look, the reason that you have to have number one receiver, you can't just go through a season if you're gonna play Fernando Mendoza and not have like good receivers for him to throw to. The reason being is because like everything in the offense is off of timing, right? So if you don't have receivers, they can get open. That forces the quarterback to hold the ball longer. Our offensive line isn't that great anyway to begin with. So it's like any fraction of a second longer that he has to hold the ball, he's risking getting cracked. Now, if he gets cracked, you're risking two things. You're risking damages to his physical and his mental. You know what I mean? Because now if he starts getting gun shy and he can't trust his offensive line, then he's going to start throwing the ball before it's ready to be thrown. And it's going to start messing up rhythms of offense, his confidence, and all kind of things. You got to get him some young receivers. Or maybe not young receivers, I'm sorry. You got to get him some competent receivers. You need two. You need a number one. You need, okay, what you need for this guy, you need like a Crab. Remember how Derek Carr had Crabtree and Cooper? When they were saying, the Raiders have two number one receivers. You got 1A and 1B. That's what he needs right now. Two veteran receivers, maybe one a little bit younger than the other, but two guys that are sure-handed. Maybe not big playability. I mean, they need to make some kind of big plays, but maybe they're not big play receivers, but sure-handed, competent receivers. You need this quarterback to gain confidence. You've got a lot invested in him.
Right. You invested the number one pick in this guy, and you're not going to give him anybody to throw the ball to except for Brock Bowers. That makes no sense to me. So anyway, here we go with over the cap. We're going to show that we have $25,807,028 in cap space. So who's a free agent that we can sign for a little less than $25 million? Because you're going to need money for injuries in case shit happens. We have an active total of 74 people on the roster. Yeah. 25 million. So who's out there? Brandon Ayuk, Tyreek Hill.
They say Brandon Ayuk don't want to play football no more.
See, and that is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate that Brandon Ayuk doesn't want to play football anymore, because that would be a guy that we would probably go ahead and try. I think we should give that dude a second chance. There's also a Tyreek Hill. There's also a Stephon Diggs. So I've heard a lot of Raider Nation talking about it, but for $25 million, I don't know if we will be able to afford a dude like a Tyreek Hill. Not to mention he's also coming off an ACL injury. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's really looking like slim pickings and none when it comes to the wide receivers. There are a lot of questionable character guys. You know what I mean? But I think Gravy called it best, bro. Because Gravy was like, us fans are the ones who really be judging motherfuckers and like be like totally on top of somebody when they fuck up. That we act like that we shouldn't fucking sign these people just because they have character flaws. Well, I'd hate to break it to y'all, but the Raiders are known for giving second chances to people who have had problems. You know what I'm saying? Look at Antonio Brown. He had all those problems in Pittsburgh, and we didn't have no problem going ahead and signing him. Ultimately, it fucked us in the long run, but it showed that we're still willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? So there's quite a few guys out there that could help this football team, especially if they sign to the league minimum. You know what I mean? You might have some character flaws, but I guarantee that if any of those dudes were to come in here and have 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns in a season, I'm pretty sure that you guys wouldn't be talking about it anyway. Just saying.
I just don't know about Stephon Diggs. Deebo Samuel is not really a number one. Keenan Allen's probably over the hill. Tyreek Hill might cause problems on your team. Fucking Jawan Jennings is probably the one, but he's going back to San Francisco. That would probably be the best one.
The man, Jawan Jennings is the one who I believe is the most unproven out of the whole group.
the one with the least baggage too. What we don't need is baggage around this young quarterback.
You're right about that. And Brandon Ayuk don't want to play ball no more. I mean, he would have been my number one. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been the dude that I would have picked, because I think I could probably revive his love for football again, you know, just by coming over here to Vegas. But, hey, I'm really surprised we didn't address it in the draft. It really surprised me that we didn't address it in the draft, knowing goddamn well that what we have for free agents, this is what we've got for our pickings if we decide to go with a wide receiver. And
is Rashid Shaheed available? Is Rashid Shaheed available?
I don't know. I think
that would be a nice pickup.
Signed with somebody. I think he signed with Seattle, didn't he?
I would say that would be perfect, bro, because he comes from the Kubiak system. He already knows him. That would be absolutely perfect.
I'm gonna look it up right quick.
Other available wide receivers: Tyler Lockett, Juju Smith-Schuster.
I'll look it up right quick.
Hunter Renfrow, Michael Gallup, Calvin Austin, Laquan Treadwell. I mean, like you said, it's pretty slim pickings. I mean, if you're gonna take a shot on any of these guys, it comes with a high upside as well as a low downside, I guess you would say.
Yeah, bro, he signed with the Seahawks.
God damn it, that would be the one right there, man.
He signed with the Seahawks. God, that fucking Well, I remember reading that somewhere, because that was my first, you know. If he was available, that was the dude that I wanted, because he would have costed the less, and I think he would have done extremely well. Rashid Shaheed is actually a really good wide receiver, and Seattle got a goddamn good one there. Damn,
that's a nice. But
we have $25 million
recently.
Let's see, top free agent
DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I suppose if you're going to bring in a veteran wide receiver, you might want to bring in somebody like a DeAndre Hopkins to mentor these young receivers we got. We got some young guys with talent. It's just like, I just don't know. They're so unproven. We didn't see nothing out of them last year. So it's like, it's a little worrisome.
Now, I'm not
just
sure.
Don't know, y'all. I'm not either.
You got Debo Drummond, DeAndre Hopkins, Adam Thielen, Noah Brown, Keenan Allen, Josh Reynolds, Tim Patrick, Zay Jones, Rondale Moore, Braxton Berrios, Sterling Shepard, DeAndre Carter, Juju Smith-Schuster, which I believe he's going to probably get signed by somebody else. Let's see, and then a bunch of fucking no-names.
That's rough, bro. You're going to have to make a trade.
Miller, you got Braden Cooks, Chris Moore, Tyler Lockett, James Prochet, Gabriel Davis, Dante Pettis, Cedric Wilson Jr., Trent Taylor, Alex Bachman, and Josh Safus.
I like Gabe Davis.
Yeah, Gabe Davis is all right, but I mean, as a number one guy, man, I don't see anybody in here.
It's rough. You're gonna have to trade and unless you're gonna go get AJ Brown from the Eagles. That's probably your best option right there.
And
but that comes with baggage.
I mean, it's going to come with baggage, but he's basically already said he wants to go be a Patriot. So I think it'll be, So I mean, like, if he gets traded, it'll wind up being to New England. Although with all the controversy surrounding New England right now, I don't think anybody wants to go there. Just saying. Diane Rossini, slobbing the knob. This is how I get my insiders stories.
Yes, she an insider, all right? He be insider.
He was straight up insider, all right. Yeah, but anyway, I also need to mention this as well. We lost a good one this week. The Black Hole Fort Hood chapter. One of our chapter members passed away due to his complications and struggle with brain cancer. Raider G Money. He will be. He's going back home because he was here in Texas. He's going back home to Madera, California, to be buried. And I want to shout him out and his family, his wife Delia. This man was a great dude, like one of my most favorite people in the chapter. I actually knew him before we ever even joined the Fort Hood chapter for the Black Hole. He was my neighbor back in 2008 over here in this town that I live in. And he was living here due to Fort Hood, just like most of us. We all end up here because of Fort Hood, one way, shape, or form or another. And he's been battling with brain cancer for a good 10 years. Well, it finally took him from us. And as sad as we are, I'm just glad he's not in pain anymore. And I wish, my deepest condolences from the Black Hole Fort Hood chapter to his family, to his friends, to all of our brothers and sisters right here in the Raider Nation. We lost a good one. And, it sucks. But at least he's not in pain no more. But I definitely wanted to give him a shout out. I give everybody a shout out who winds up passing away that I'm close to. And this dude here, man, I was real close to him. And he passed away April 24th of 2026.
Shit. Rest in peace, bro.
But anyway, I want to go ahead and end this show on the right note. I'm not going to say that we're going to be the best, but I can definitely tell y'all there that we ain't going to be the worst. You know what I'm saying? And what I need to do is remove that because I didn't even have that shit on there. Isn't that something? See, I got to get used to this.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and post that back up there where you guys can see it. And then we'll go ahead and give a moment of silence to our brother Arturo. Raider G Money for the TBH Fort Hood chapter. Right here. So this is what he looked like right here. If it'll pop over. There it goes. Man, hey, that's the one thing, though, dude. We're paying $45 for this. You know what I mean? And it's acting and reacting all slow. You know what I mean? It ain't like this with OBS, but it's a lot easier to work. But anyway, yeah, our brother Arturo Gutierrez. Absolutely, bro. Hey, we'll be repping until it's on time and we'll meet again. You already know we don't all live forever, but the Raider legacy does live forever. That's for sure. That's why we got to represent, man. We got to represent the right way. You guys need to expect the unexpected and question everything.
Everything.
Stop drinking the corporate Kool-Aid. If fucking me is giving us an A-, you better be looking at that cross-eyed because you already know the media is never on our side. And they're very, very, very shameless when it comes to being wrong. They don't even mention when they're wrong. They don't even talk about it. They're just like, they move on to the next fucking subject. That's all they do. And they never admit that they're wrong. Which, for some people, man, I mean, I guess that's okay. But, I mean, I guess that's what it takes to be in mainstream media is just to lie your ass off all the time. So if they're giving us an A-, man, you might want to look at it because it's probably going to be like more like a B. We didn't get a wide receiver, man. How could we get a fucking A- grade? Like, that's what gets me. Like, we left one glaring issue out there, and they gave us an A-. So if we would have got a wide receiver, would that have been an A+?
Jonathan Abram, Afakazi.
What's up, man? Anyway, let's shout out the chat, man. We haven't shouted out the chat forever. So like we said before, we had Gabriel, and we had Raider for Life 1022, Raider Paul, Raider Pena, Raphael,
Hey.
I've been blowing up the chat. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see who else. Herman Munster, man, my very first sub. What's going on, brother? Let's see who else. Raider Pro in there? Nope. Nightbot's a bitch. Raider Knight, what's going on, brother?
Caden McDonald. That's another thing. We didn't pick up a nose tackle. Who's going to play nose tackle in this 3-4 defense they're talking about playing?
Well, we do have Pague, which we drafted last season. I think they've got a lot of faith in the defensive linemen that we drafted last season that rarely ever got to play. Raider Pearl?
I don't know, bro.
Marcus Banks, what's going on, bro?
What up, everybody? Everybody. Hell no.
No one missed nobody. El Capitan Rafael.
Lackey Chassis playing nose tackle, bro. So even with Lackey Chassis, like, bro, we've seen absolutely nothing. So like this, like Tokyo Toe, we've seen absolutely nothing. Like these are all guys, you know, like we hope, but like, what has hope ever gotten us? What has hope gotten us? I've been hoping since the 80s.
James Popo. There we go. Man, StreamYard's crazy, man.
I kind of like StreamYard. It's kind of dope.
Yeah,
it's better than the other shit.
Yeah, it's better than that, man, because at least like with this, we don't have to really worry about setting the audio. We get right in here, we can do the show, and then we can get right the hell on out of here, and everything is already set up the way it is. Just sucks that it costs so much.
Right.
If it didn't, I mean, when it came out, it was $25. So, hey, if there's anybody in here who's really good, like software savvy, maybe you guys can come up with a different type of StreamYard, call it your own thing, charge less, and we'll buy it from you.
Right.
Hey, just saying. And I know we got some smart motherfuckers in this fan base, even though they don't show it on social media. You know what I'm saying?
They show the fuck don't. They
the
hell don't show it on social media. God damn.
But as much as we all may disagree, we do love you all, even though sometimes we might get irritated. But it's just because we like to tell the truth with intensity, and we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid. We don't deal with that bullshit. We're not gonna fucking fall in line with what everybody else wants us to fall in line to. We walk to the beat of our own drum because that's what we are. We're Raiders. We do this shit our way. And that's what we're supposed to do, and we need to keep that going, nation. Do it your own way. And make sure you're questioning everything, because sometimes it might look like a duck. It might quack like a duck. But when Mark Davis, bro, it could be a building. Because Mark Davis don't know what the fuck he's doing. This is the first time we've actually seen Mark Davis actually step back. He was not on the podium at all when it came to getting like draft picks and whatnot. Like, he wasn't there. It was Spytek, it was Kubiak. Like, you could see the changing of the guard already happening.
Good. That's exactly what this organization needs.
Jack Kenner, what's going on, bro?
The owners need to do owner shit. The GM need to do GM shit. And the coach need to do coach shit. I mean, it's always been the fucking owner do everything. The owner give direction for everything. You know what I mean? It's good to see us functioning as a normal fucking corporation now.
Maybe that's why in the hell we're not sold on it yet. Because
we don't believe it's true.
Yeah, we don't know if it's true or not, but we haven't seen this team do anything competent since the early 80s. And just when we thought we were getting it together, you know what I mean? When we were actually making playoff runs, we drafted a dude like Convo. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Like, even in the years we were going to the playoffs in recent years, we made bonehead mistakes when we drafted.
Wasn't there somebody hella good on the board still that we could have used? I can't remember who it was.
Wasn't it Jalen Carter?
No, that was Tyree Wilson,
right?
Yeah. That was it. Delrell Reeves? No, it wasn't Reeves. Definitely wasn't Reeves. Somebody, Fred Warner? No, he was 5th round. I think. I can't remember who it was. Whatever the case.
Hey, I want us to do well, but I'm not sold until I start seeing it on the field. When we start gelling together and start running together like a well-oiled engine, then we'll talk about, okay, where's the potential of this team? Until then, The only thing I've seen is that we were 3-14 last year with a terrible offensive line coach, a terrible head coach, and a team that had no direction. I'm sure we can get better than that this year. We have to get better than that this year. I mean, we can't get any worse.
It can't get no worse than the fucking first round, number 1 pick in the draft, bro. It literally cannot get worse. Unless you're talking about winning 0 games or 1 or 2 games. That's the only way it gets worse.
That's the only way it gets worse is if we win less than 3 and still get the first overall pick for next season. And I ain't got no faith until they show me on the field.
None. I've seen this dog and pony show too many times.
I'm sick and tired of wasting my breath going, this team's going to be good. And they're like, ha ha, critique.
So you thought,
we got you on this one.
You know, it looked like the Scooby-Doo shit. And you thought you caught one dude and it ended up being somebody else. Like, we thought the Raiders were going to be good. And you pull the mask off, like, nah, it's just the same old Raiders under here.
And see, I don't know about this either, Rebel, because I wanted to try to keep, Carlson, but dude, he blew it so many times last year. I was tired of seeing him after a while. I mean, after a while, I got tired of seeing him come out there. So, I think it was time to move on from Daniel Carlson. I think it was probably the best bet.
I don't know what the problem was with him. He's a fucking kicker, bro. He's a decent kicker. You guys think he was bad? I thought he was good.
Well, he fucking missed quite a few key field goals last year. And it was his first year of really missing so many. So I can see why they got rid of him. I mean, I can see why that was a Gruden dude, bro. And you could just tell his heart wasn't in it no more because he didn't even care if he missed or not.
He's like, fuck, the rest of the team don't care. I don't care either.
I mean, if I remember right, bro, Daniel Carlson walked the plank on this fucking channel at least 3 times last season. Shit. I think I sent his ass to walk the plank at least 3 times.
Send him to the depths.
Yeah, I mean, so I see why he's gone.
Yeah, declining and hasn't been consistent. I mean,
it was time to get rid of all the DCs. It was time. The DC2, the DC4, and Derek Carrier. All of them are gone now. We have no more DCs on this team.
Shit.
Definitely a difference. But as an overall grade of what I would give us for free agency, I'll give us a B-.
Yeah. I was going to say a solid B, but B-, I'll roll with that. I can agree with that.
How about draft?
It's just too many variables, bro. I don't know. It looks like a B plus.
It's a B until proven wrong.
I say it looks like a B plus, but when you take the mask off, I think it's going to be a C. I think it's going to be very, very average, right down the middle. I don't know who's going to be good and who's not, but I think the way it's going to even out, it's going to be very average, right down the middle. C plus. There you go. I bump it up just a little bit.
C plus or a B plus.
I say it looks like a B plus, but I think it really underneath it's a C plus.
Okay.
I just want to throw that out there.
Okay. I would give us a B. And the only reason why I'm going to give us a B is because we didn't get a wide receiver. We addressed everything else. Everything else, but we waited until the 6th and 7th round to pick up a wide receiver, which I thought was absolutely stupid. Denzel Boston was right there. And we let that motherfucker go to Cleveland. That shit's going to bite us in the ass. It really is.
I don't know what we're going to do about receiver. You got to make a trade. You didn't get one in free agency. You didn't get one in the fucking draft. You're going to have to make a trade now. Unless you're going to go take a gamble on A.J. Brown. That's your best option, but that can be cancerous if it should go south. You're going to have to do whatever to keep him happy. You're going to have to get hookers to come in and give him blowjobs at halftime to keep this motherfucker happy.
Right. We're going to be stuck with wide receiver by committee.
Just like last year.
Basically.
And look, the problem with doing that is they know the opposing team, if they study your tendencies, they know when they see Dante Thornton come in, like, okay, they're throwing deep. When they see Jack Besh come in, okay, it's gonna be a mid. You know what I mean? If you have somebody like Jacoby Myers who can run deep routes, mid routes, short routes, you know what I mean? When they see him come in, they know he can do everything. So like they have no idea what kind of route to cover if you're looking at it from a defensive back's perspective.
Right.
I mean, think about it. When Jerry Rice come on the field, like, what do you do? Do you say, okay, I'm gonna cover short? If you cover short, then he's gonna beat you deep. If you're gonna cover deep, then you know what I mean? He can beat you short. So it's like that's why you need a number one receiver, because you didn't make your offense not so predictable just by the personnel.
Right. If you have a decent passing game, it will set up the running game, guaranteed. And Mendoza is. From what tape I've seen from Mendoza, if Mendoza is starting in a Kubiak-filled system, play action is going to be a huge portion of our offense.
It's going to have to be.
It's going to have to be. And you're going to need more than one target to throw to. Brock Bowers is great, yes, but Brock Bowers can't carry the passing game by himself.
What you gonna do when Brock Bowers is double covered and triple covered? What you gonna do?
This is the NFL. Yeah, Tyree Wilson got traded. Hey, that was a great move. Like I said, I can't hate on this regime because Tyree Wilson's bitch ass got traded for like a 5th round pick. It was like a 5th and a 6th. So it was.
That's a big black eye on our organization. But we spent a 1st round pick on somebody and couldn't develop them. And we ended up trading him for a 5th round pick. In other words, his value depreciated with us.
Yeah, he depreciated with us. But then again, I don't think that if we drafted him in the 1st round, I don't think anybody else would have drafted him in the 1st round either. I think he was more of a 2nd round guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it is what it is. We're going to get on out of here. We've already been on here 53 minutes. We would appreciate every single one of y'all who have jumped in here, jumped in the chat, said some things. Please feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. And if it's your first time here, come on, man. Share it out. Let's tell the truth with intensity together instead of blowing smoke up each other's ass. Let's just be real about the shit. Are you happy about this draft? Or are you sad about this draft and you think that we're just treading in place? I really don't think we're treading in place. I think we're on the right track, but there's still more shit that needs to be done. There's more moves that need to be made.
We were so far behind, it's take a minute to catch up. Yeah.
I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, but if you're going to do it, this is how you start. Hopefully, this Mendoza dude is better than all the quarterbacks that are coming out next season out of college. There's like 14 NFL-ready quarterbacks coming out next year.
You got Arch Manning coming out next year.
Quarterback class.
Arch Manning coming out next year. Sorry, go ahead.
Dude, we were put in a pickle I mean, we got the first overall pick, but there's only one good quarterback, really prominent good quarterback talked about in this draft. You know what I mean? We're in a pickle, dude. We're in a catch-22. If we would have had a shit ton of people pissed off if we didn't pick up Fernando Mendoza with our first overall pick.
Yeah.
I think the backlash would have been a whole lot worse if we wouldn't have got him.
I don't think Archer's going to be that good either. But that name recognition alone, he's going to go no later than the second round.
You know that. At least we're not going to have to buy that snake oil because I'm here in Texas. I've seen Archie play. He ain't all that, bro. He ain't all that. He's really green. You know what I mean? And he'll figure it out just because he is a Manning. But how long is it going to take? It took Peyton and Eli within 6 years of their career to finally win one.
Eli won 2 before Peyton won his first one, I think.
Yep.
And Eli came in 3 years later, I think.
Yeah. I would have loved to fucking been sitting at that family barbecue. Every time fucking they would sit down and talk, fucking Eli over there with his 2 Super Bowl rings on his hand going, yeah, I beat the Patriots twice, bitch. You can't even beat them.
You can't even beat him. You can't even beat him in the AFC Championship. I beat him in the Super Bowl twice.
I would have loved to have been a fucking fly on the wall at that fucking barbecue.
That'd been crazy. What up, Ghoulie?
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, man. But
Hold on. Ghoulie asking a question. You say,
what's up?
What's up, guys? Question. Even though you guys drafted Mendoza, but you got Kirk Cousins clearly will be starting. How many weeks do you give it until the rook shows up? We were talking about this earlier. I say Kirk Cousins will be done by week 5. Kirk Cousins will be done. Well, maybe not done for the season, but he'll have some kind of injury where Mendoza have to come in and play at least 2 weeks. And if he comes in and tears shit up, then Kirk Cousins is not coming back. So I say, to answer your question, week 5 or 6, in my guesstimation.
But say that's the safe one. He's gonna be safe with that one. I'm gonna say preseason week 2.
Oh my God.
Yep. Kirk Cousins is gonna match shop this motherfucker. And we're going to start the season with Fernando Mendoza week 1. Mark my words. This has got Matt Schaub fucking noodle arm, top Mr. Pick 6 all over it. Kirk Cousins is trash.
I don't think he's trash, bro.
He'll be good at holding a clipboard.
Kirk Cousins is excellent at what he does. He works the fucking
excellent
system and he gets money.
He's throwing interceptions. He's excellent at throwing picks. He's excellent at not being able to have enough ass to get the ball 15 yards down the field into the sideline, because that's what I saw from him last year. He was struggling, dude.
I don't think he's that bad.
He's got no arm.
I don't think he's that bad. I think he's extremely mid. I mean, if mid is a straight up C, right, then I would say Kirk Cousins is a C+. But he's a super consistent C+. He's always going to be a C+. You know what I mean? He's going to come in, he's going to do good for about 4 games, and tear shit up, and he's going to get hurt.
Kirk Cousins, take a couple cycles, and then take some estrogen blockers, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, fucking Raider Nation ain't for the weak, bro.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar treatment, bro. You're going to have to take a couple shots in the ass and then take some estrogen blockers. You're going to have to get that arm strength up. Because if not, you're going to be replaced preseason week 2 by Fernando Mendoza. Just saying. What's going on, Adrian? Yeah, bro.
What up, Adrian? Gabe was saying that the Mendoza jerseys are going like hotcakes, right? I don't know. People are going to be highly upset if you don't pan out, bro. We did this with John Marcus Russell as well. What Afakazi say? Westside, you still believe in Jinty? Few people out there hyping up Mike Washington that he may overtake Jinty. Impossible, bro. He's not. You're talking about. I know it's not you coming up with this theory, Afakazi. It's like these people got. I'm not gonna say slow. I'm just gonna say special. I'm gonna say special. You know what I'm saying? Ashton Genty was a top 5, top 7 pick. I mean, I know that doesn't really mean nothing, but just wait till the season starts. I mean, each of them have their role. Ashton Genty is going to be your every down back, right? But in situations where you're going to have Mike Washington come in, exactly, Gabe. Mike Washington is going to be your RB2. I don't even think that's going to be a competition.
That sounds like a theory that would be came up with by somebody who said that Amir Sincere
my God
was going to get 1,600 yards and be able to fucking outperform Josh Jacobs.
Wait, and how many touchdowns was it? Was it 16 touchdowns and 1,600 yards?
It was 1,600 yards and 12 touchdowns, I believe is what they said.
Fucking crack
16 touchdowns. It was something fucking crazy. Anyway, yeah, I mean, some people can dream. I mean, but that's really all the fuck that is a dream. Ashton Genty is the starting running back, and it is his job, and it is his team until somebody can overthrow him.
So that's the knock on Washington, huh?
He has to stop fumbling. Okay, that makes sense. Well, anyway, I got to get out of here. Yes, it was 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns. Yeah, there you go.
My God.
Amir and Sincere and
Sincere just signed with the 49ers.
Yeah, he sure did. Anyway, Raider Nation, we always go with Raider Nation for life. And let's see what this season has got in store for us, but it looks like we're off on the right foot.
It's looking good. It's looking good, but we say this shit every year.
Just please give us a wide receiver. I don't want Brock Bowers hurt by fucking week 4 because we had to throw it to him 90 fucking times.
Right. Got to go get this kid some receivers, bro. You don't want to fuck his confidence up before he even gets going. You got to give him all the tools to succeed, bro, especially if you're going to be this invested in him. This is a number 1 overall pick. You know how many other things we could have did with this number 1 overall pick? You know how many other holes we could have fucking plugged by trading that number 1 overall pick? But no, we drafted him, which I think was actually the correct move. But like, if you're not going to invest in him and you're not going to get him what he needs, then it's all for moot. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Couldn't say it better myself, bro. We out.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Can I get a moment of silence, please? This is for everybody that said we wouldn't be exactly where we are right now.
Alright, I don't really deal with the soft type. Race the red, you about to feel when the ball strikes. Take the path opposite of you where the fog lies, or you gonna be put in a situation to call Christ. Lord Jesus, war seems to soar deep towards a force that's more pleasing. More niggas, more reasons to let the animal go that's inside of me when I roar, please. Just don't get caught up in this chaos. If ever you see me pissed as fuck, then just lay off. The high road trips are rough and I may not. I'm a bit of a prick, a chump, a dick, ain't I ain't tryna diss you punks on my day off. Y'all niggas interrupting my seance. Listen on the missing puzzle piece, bitch, quit bugging me. I'm sick as fuck with these crayons.
They tell me that I'm sick in the head, but maybe I'm just not like you. I'm obsessed with the taste of revenge, so they're worried about what I might do. I don't wanna lose my sanity. No matter what I do, I can't break free. I don't wanna lose my sanity. No matter what I do, I can't break free.
The truth. It's my turn!